Hello and welcome to GP Podcast. Today, we're going to dive into a vision so ambitious it could literally reshape our physical world. It's a plan to take artificial intelligence out of the digital cloud and release it into the space all around us.
To move the power of AI into the real world. That was the message from tech giant NVIDIA. And it signals a pretty profound shift. You see, the goal isn't just about building smarter software anymore, it's about creating a smarter reality. So what on earth does that actually look like?
Well, picture this. NVIDIA sees a future where intelligent machines are working right there, alongside us. We're talking about robots handling the heavy lifting in factories, self-driving cars navigating our busy streets, or even a smart device looking after your dog. It might sound like something out of a movie, but believe me, the plans are already in motion.
To really get this, we need to understand a key term: physical AI. Now, this isn't your typical AI, an algorithm running on a server somewhere in the ether. No, we are talking about giving intelligence to actual machines that can see, understand, and act in the very same world you and I live in. Now, you might be thinking, NVIDIA, aren't they the company that makes graphics cards for my gaming PC? And yeah, you'd be absolutely right. But their journey from powering video games to potentially powering a full-blown robotic revolution, well, that's one of the most fascinating stories in tech right now.
Let's just quickly trace that journey. Back in the 90s, they were the kings of graphics cards for gaming and design. Then, in the 2010s, it turned out those same chips were incredibly good at cloud computing and AI. And that brings us to today, where they are, without a doubt, the dominant force providing the hardware backbone for most of the world's AI.
So how exactly did they plan to make this whole physical AI thing a reality? Well, their strategy really rests on two key pillars. First, you need a virtual proving ground where these new intelligences can learn and make mistakes. And second, you need a ridiculously powerful new brain to run them. Let's break those down. Pillar number one is something called Omniverse. The easiest way to think about it is like a super realistic video game, a digital twin of the real world, where robots can be trained. It's basically a virtual boot camp. They can learn to navigate complex situations and practice tasks millions of times without any of the real-world risk.
And here's the second pillar, the brain, the brand new Rubin chip. This thing promises a staggering, and I mean staggering, 5-fold increase in speed over its predecessor, which is already a beast. That sheer scale, that leap in processing power, is absolutely crucial. It's what's needed for a machine to make smart, real-time decisions out there in the physical world.
Okay. We've talked about the grand vision and all this powerful tech. But what does any of this actually mean for us, right? In our day-to-day lives? How might this technology actually show up in your home or on your way to work? Well, the applications are pretty broad. We could see truly smart home devices, a vacuum that actually learns your home's layout, or an assistant that really anticipates your needs. It could mean safer, more reliable self-driving cars, more precise tools for doctors and healthcare, robots taking over dangerous jobs, and yeah, for all you gamers, all that power in the cloud means our gaming and streaming experiences are going to get a serious upgrade too. The ultimate promise here is technology that feels less like a tool you have to command and more like a partner, something that understands you, works with you, and can react intelligently right in the moment.
But, and there's always a but, as with any revolution, this path is not guaranteed. NVIDIA's huge vision is facing some pretty significant challenges that could slow it down, or maybe even stop it in its tracks.
So, to get the challenges, you first have to see the landscape. Right now, NVIDIA holds a dominant 80% of the market for these AI chips. That is a huge piece of the pie. But that kind of control, well, it inevitably paints a target on your back, and the competition is definitely heating up.
First up, there's the massive technical hurdle. Even with a chip as mind-bendingly powerful as Rubin, deploying physical AI all over the world, safely and reliably, is an immense engineering challenge that is nowhere near solved yet.
And even if they crack that, they face challenge number two. The competition is coming. Other tech giants, companies like Alphabet, are developing their own chips. This could start to fragment the market, which might actually slow down growth and innovation for everybody involved.
Then, layered on top of all of that, is the third and maybe most unpredictable hurdle: regulation. As this tech starts moving into our cars, our factories, and our hospitals, you can bet governments in the UK, the EU, and the US are all taking a much closer look. That could lead to new rules that really complicate things. So we're left with this really fascinating tension, right? On one hand, you've got this incredible revolutionary vision for the future of technology, and on the other, You've got a series of very powerful, very real-world obstacles standing in the way.
What's really at stake here is potentially the next great technological shift. I mean, for decades, innovation has been almost entirely focused on our screens. NVIDIA is betting that the next wave, the big one, is going to happen out here, in our physical world.
Which, of course, brings us to the final big question. After weighing all this incredible potential against these very serious challenges, are we truly standing on the verge of a new era of AI-powered robots?
So, what do you think? Is this the near future we're talking about, or is it still just a distant science fiction dream? I'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts down in the comments.
And hey, if you like this explainer, please do subscribe, leave a like, and maybe share it with someone you think would find it interesting. Thanks for joining us.